Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Humza Yousaf is on bended knee in front of Rishi Sunak. He is desperate to get the exemption to the Internal Market Act so that the deposit return scheme can go ahead. They've been told they can have this already, but without glass, and that isn't good enough for Humza Yousaf because it isn't good enough for the Greens, and he is totally beholden to them. But he is desperate and he is pleading, and he has said that if it doesn't come by Monday, he is just going to get rid of the whole thing. I don't think Rishi Sunak will be moved. There is a UK-wide one on the way, and Sunak needs to explore that possibility. And so he's not going to be really pushing towards allowing this, having already said that he won't. He doesn't want to appear to go backwards, does he? So I think the scheme is probably dead in the water. But we'll take a look at this article, see what is going on, and see why Humza Yousaf needs to keep pushing this, because he needs the Greens to prop him up. Here goes. So, desperate Humza Yousaf gives Rishi Sunak a deposit return scheme ultimatum amid a threat to collapse the entire initiative. And the First Minister has written to the Prime Minister demanding he repeal his glass bottle ban by Monday, or the recycling scheme may not go ahead at all. Well, collapse it then. Don't talk about it, do it. You're not going to, are you? You're going to keep going because you have to, because the Greens say you've got to, and you daren't go against what they do, because they are the little green tail wagging the little yellow dog. So the First Minister appeared to threaten to collapse the recycling initiative unless the UK government revokes their attempt to remove glass from it. The reason they don't want the glass is, well, firstly, it's pointless anyway, because 90% of glass is recycled as it stands. Secondly, there would be a big cost to one of Scotland's biggest markets, the drinks industry, and the UK government are actually trying to save that. Thirdly, the plan is so bonkers anyway that they really don't want it. They've got their own plan coming in 18 months anyway, so it's a pointless exercise. Anyway, Westminster's intervention has been welcomed by some businesses, but has caused the Nationalists to seethe and make outlandish claims like 600 million glass bottles will litter the streets. Well, they aren't there now, so where are they suddenly going to come from? And now Mr Yousaf has demanded that they renege on their commitment by writing to the Prime Minister, where he has set strict deadlines of Monday for an answer. Well, I don't think the answer will be forthcoming. He accused him of ripping up previous agreements, disrespecting devolution, damaging the environment, and said his actions were having a detrimental impact on businesses based in Scotland. No. None of this happens. There was no previous agreement because you didn't get the paperwork in time. You're not disrespecting devolution because it's all part of the devolved act. They're not damaging the environment because 90% of bottles are already recycled. And these actions are not having a detrimental effect on Scottish businesses. The SNP are having the detrimental effect on Scottish businesses by announcing things for which they have no authority or even the ability to do. It's like Glasgow, the LEZ, the low emission zone. They're supposed to start on the 1st of June, and the system isn't even up and running enough to fine people. They don't know when it will come in, because let's just go ahead and do something without actually planning it. Morons, aren't they? Anyway, the letter only mentions concern by tenants co-owner C&C, who claimed that removing glass threatens investments and jobs. It does not bring up Innocent Guns' criticism that it will not be ready to go by March. Mr Yousaf wrote that other Scottish businesses have raised similar concerns privately with us. That's his way of saying nobody has said a word, but if we say it was privately, then we can say, that they have. But they haven't. Issue the bills. Show the proof. Let's see it. He adds, we cannot and will not put Scottish businesses at a competitive disadvantage by the UK government's 11th hour changes to the range of materials included. Well, that's fine. The UK government just say, you're not having it, we haven't got your paperwork in time, it doesn't exist at all. And that way, everything is back and exactly as it was. No damage to business, apart from those businesses who are conned into doing something by the SNP. Anyway, the UK government did agree with the scheme going ahead if glass was removed, so that Scotland can act as a pilot for a UK-wide initiative set to launch in 2025, and it would give an Internal Market Act exemption on this basis. In his letter to Mr Sunak, the First Minister says the UK government intervention at such a late stage demonstrates a major erosion of the devolution settlement. No, it doesn't. Not at all. In fact, it wasn't them, the British government, acting late. It was you not putting the paperwork in on time. So let's get that out of the way. It isn't that the UK government are late and intervening late. It's that the people who were supposed to do it didn't do their jobs. He says and continues, I urge you to revoke the conditions set out in your letter and grant a full exclusion for Scotland's DRS to be implemented as per the regulations agreed by the Scottish Parliament in this area of devolved competence. And he won't. There's no way he's going to do this. He's already said he won't. He will not be seen as weak. He will not backtrack. And all he has to do is just say, look, if you're not willing to accept that, we're not giving you the exemption on any of it. Anyway, Humza Yousaf continues. Without this, the Scottish Government is not prepared to put Scottish businesses at a competitive disadvantage. You already have, though, with your actions. Due to the last-minute demands by the UK Government. There is little doubt your Government's action have put the future of DRS in grave danger, not only in Scotland, but also in the rest of the UK, due to the damage to consumer and investor confidence. No, not at all. Where does he invent these things? In the deep recesses of his mind? In relation to interoperability, we have already been working with your officials to ensure alignment, and we agree in principle that this is desirable. Then why didn't you put your paperwork in? It's a simple question. The conditions imposed by your letter of the 26th of May, however, are so lacking in detail as to make this requirement effectively impossible to meet. Fine, don't meet it then. Cancel it. Get rid of it. On Friday, Innocent Gun founder Dougal Sharp reiterated his view that the scheme is inoperable as it stands and said in his opinion, that opinion still stood, whether glass was included or not. He added that the price that this is going to force on consumers is going to be significant, with 20, 30 or £40 extra on your shopping bill every week, of which consumers would not get all of it back. He said whether or not Westminster's intervention is helpful or unhelpful as it stands, or as it is drafted, the scheme is absolute insanity for consumers and actually will lead to potentially less recycling rather than more in Scotland, which I find absurd. Yeah, and he's right, because it is going to cause so much more problems. It's going to destroy cash flow because people won't have as much money to hand because they have to hold it in the form of bottles until they can get it back. And it doesn't do any good. The cost is immense. The cost of actually recycling it is going to go up because you're going to have all these great big lorries trundling all over the country moving glass from one place to another. And it is just pointless. It's absolutely pointless. And of course, it's the prime example of what happens when you allow a moron to make a decision that is then acted on. And this is what happens time and time again. And every single thing the Scottish Government has done that's done wrong has all come from the Greens. You'd think they'd learn. But that would take intelligence, and they haven't got any. Anyway, I shall round off and come up. So, come Monday, and assuming that Rishi Sunak does not give the exemption for glass, does not allow this to go through, what's Humza Yousaf going to do? He's opened his mouth, he's made a statement, he says he may have to collapse it. Will he? Will he have the spine to do that? Or is it all just bluff and bluster? You see, if he's saying he's going to do this on Monday if it doesn't come through, he's given this ultimatum, and let's say Rishi Sunak calls him on it, he's either going to have to put up or shut up. And of course, if he collapses it, he's going to really annoy the Greens, and that will be possibly the end of their working relationship. And that'll be a good thing for Scotland, but a bad thing for the SNP. There'll be a minority government. Or he just weakly folds and says, okay, we'll push through with what we've got, and I'll look stupid and weak and vacillating. And the Greens won't get what they want either. And it could be the end of their relationship because they've been let down by the SNP. So it's a lose-lose situation for Humza Yousaf. What on earth made him give an ultimatum? There's no backing down, and now no matter what he does, he loses. The only thing that saves him is if Rishi Sunak allows it. But Rishi Sunak won't do that. Rishi Sunak cannot be seen to give in to an ultimatum. And so it's going to be delicious, isn't it? I can't wait for Monday, and I hope neither can you. So leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you've seen here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and let's wait for Monday. Bye.